Chainmail time! Woo! I love how I've been keeping the things on, so I'm just kind of accumulating my creations on me. Hello friends, this is me from the future. My name is Malenka and I'm here to introduce this video today. This is a video that I filmed over a year ago. Filmed it, edited it, everything, and then I never did anything with it. But I like this video and I want to share it. So as of now, this channel is a little bit of a question mark, but welcome to Ether Creature. I hope to basically share whatever I'm working on here. It's probably gonna be random things. I have a video that I hope to edit soon of just me putting on nails at home for the first time, like the press-ons. You know, not the, I've done the nail polish before, but not the little UV light because I got a little thing, but that's for later. But I thought that this would still be a good first video to share because I just feel like it's a good intro video, and then we'll see where it goes from here. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to share this, and I'll see you later. Hello and welcome. Very nice to meet you. If we know each other already, thank you so much for being here. I have been wanting a place where I can share my process and just kind of document my process for all of my crafts and art, and I'm hoping that this will be that place. I thought that a great way to kick this off would be to make a video sharing all of the things that I have made. Like, not literally, because I don't think I have all of the things that I've made ever, but sharing all of the things that I've made crochet and chainmail edition. Honestly, mostly chainmail because I'm very new to crochet. Here is a little preview of what you're gonna see in this video. I'm gonna put timestamps if you want to see a specific thing. So without further ado, let's jump right in. I'm so excited to show you all of the things, so let's go. So we're gonna start out with crochet because there's very few crochet things that I've made. As I said, I just started crocheting. This first thing that I'm gonna show you, I'm really excited about because I just finished it yesterday and I've been working on it for a few weeks, but it is this crochet sweater. Woo! Okay, let me put it on because I think it looks better on. This is the sweater. I just finished it the other day. I made this sweater loosely following a pattern by Erin B. I think that's the name of her channel. I'll, of course, link it. I started it by following her raglan lacy Valentine something sweater. I don't remember the name of the video, but again, I'll link it. So the stitch that I used was the stitch that she showed in that video, and then I kind of improvised it a little bit just because I was using yarn that I have been hoarding because I got a bunch of yarn a while ago but never used it because I haven't been able to figure out how to finish a project. But I'm really proud of myself for finishing this, and I want to wear it all the time now. It reminds me of like TV static, the grayish, purplish, and like this. Woo! I need to fix this. I'm not sure what happened here. I don't know if this is an end that I need to weave in or if the yarn broke. Hopefully not, but I'll fix it. That's probably all I have to say about this sweater, but I'm very excited about it, and like I feel like by making this, I have proven to myself that I am capable of finishing a crochet garment, so I think it's gonna be inspiration to keep going. The next thing I'm showing is not finished, but I wanted to show it anyway. I started making these socks. I have one sock finished, so like it's a little bit finished. And I do have a finished pair that I made because what got me into a crochet kick was anyway. I had this idea that I wanted to make a bunch of mismatched socks with like crazy yarn and like have like crazy rainbow socks but like mismatched, and it could be a whole thing, and I had this whole plot in my head. But as you can see, I made this one with this like black rainbow sprinkles yarn, and then with this color changing yarn, on the ankle and the heel, and then my plan was to do the reverse on the other sock. So for the part that's black on this sock, to make it with this same color changing yarn, and then the parts that are this yarn on here to make it black, and so they're kind of like inverted socks. I also have a pair that I finished that I gave to one of my best friends just as a gift last year. I think I just have a little video that I made of it with an old TikTok sound or something.
I really want some miso soup. Oh my god, miso soup!
But that is my crochet sock venture. With that, we've gotten through all of the crochet things that I've made. So now we get to move on to the chainmail, which chainmail is my big medium that I've been doing for a while. For context, I'm 23 now. I started chainmailing when I was 16. So I'm really excited to share the chainmail things that I've made. Chainmail time! Here we go! I just love the sound that it makes, and it's really fun to play with. Before I even show this piece, like, half of what I love about chainmail and having chainmail pieces that I wear is that I can just... So the first chainmail piece that I made was this headpiece. I made it inspired by a haircut. I'll try to find pictures of the haircut, but if you think of this as a haircut, like with a short haircut on top with the sides shaved, that's what this shape was inspired by, and like what I modeled it based on. To make it, I just kind of started chainmailing, and I kept going and like holding it up to see how it was coming along and like what else I needed to make, and I kind of improvised it as I went along. But I do need to shout out the person that taught me how to chainmail. Was a very important person in my youth and taught me everything I know about chainmail. Sky Kubakub, also known as Rebirth Garments. They're really awesome and I love them a lot, and they were like a queer mentor to me very early on. I knew them because they went to my high school and they would come and mentor and do art demos. They have been making chainmail headpieces for a long time, and there's actually a whole backstory behind my chainmail journey, so honestly that should be a different video. I'm not going to talk about that now. Maybe I'll make another video about that. But like as soon as I met them, I was really interested in learning how to make chainmail, and they were so supportive and welcoming to me wanting to learn, and like very encouraging, and they just taught me how to do it, and then they were like you can figure out the rest, you can do it. And that really motivated me to figure out how to make what I wanted to make. So yeah, big loving shout out to Sky. So back to talking about this piece. So if you're not familiar with chainmail, there are two techniques that I use here. For this scaly part, this is called scale mail, and the way that it's made is you get these scales and then you get rings that are the right size for the scales to attach them together. You basically use pliers to open the rings and put the scale mail pieces together, and then close them again with the pliers, and you kind of keep going in a pattern. You can kind of see the pattern here. It's like little diamonds, and you kind of keep building up on the diamond. So that's how I made the top part. And then the back part, that's supposed to be kind of like the shaved hair, is just a chainmail sheet. And so I just did that kind of in the shape that I wanted, and then I attached them together. I didn't really design it beforehand. I just had the concept. I figured out the shape and the pattern and everything by holding it up together to see like if it would fit together on my head and if I was happy with it. And this is how it turned out. So I feel like I should give more angles. So let's move on to the next one. This is the second headpiece that I made. The first one, I don't know if I mentioned, I made when I was like 16. I feel like I made this one, I probably started it when I was 16, and I think I took a while working on it. I might have finished it when I was like 17. But this one, let me just put it on first. This is scale mail again at the front. I wanted to mention that the design for this piece was really inspired by the rainbow fish, the way that some of the silver scales were scattered among the clear scales. That was inspired by this book cover. And then the color scheme overall was also really inspired by axolotls, because I got really into axolotls at the time that I was making this. I used clear scales for the front part. It's scale mail again, so it's the same technique, but since it was clear scales, I used some different rings on the back, and I was mindful of like that the color would show through. Also, I didn't mention this is anodized aluminum. Aluminum is just the metal, and anodized is like the process that they put it through to get the color. Also, I get all of my supplies from theringlord.com. I'll link that too. But so this one took a lot longer to make because the scale mail part is faster to make than the chainmail sheet, because this is just a lot more pieces closer together. I just realized I completely forgot to talk about these gems that are on the scales. So for those, I got these gems on Etsy. I basically just glued them on with E600 glue. So after it was already assembled, I stuck the gems on just so that I could see where on the scale they should be placed based on how it was put together. And I really liked what this added to it. Like, I didn't really wear this piece that much before I added the gems to it, and I just really liked the extra sparkle that it gave it. So that's this part. And the E600 glue was really good for it. I have not had any problems with it falling off. For this chainmail sheet, you can kind of see I did a little bit of a pattern. And then at the sides here, this was a chain that I bought at Michael's. They have the little spools of chains that they have for jewelry making and stuff. So I just got that to attach it at the sides. Originally, I was going to do like my whole head with the sheet, but I just did this part, and then I was like, it was taking too long and I wanted to be done with it already. And also then I tried it out because I had this chain already, and then I tried it out and I liked how it looked, and I thought that it added something a little different. But yeah, basically I like how it ended up looking. That is this piece for you. Hopefully you can see. I hope that you get the idea. So yeah, that's that piece. The next thing I have to show you, I think, is the last thing I made in high school. I was probably 17 or 18 when I made this, but it's this scale mail glove. With this piece, I will say it looks cool, but it's barely functional, and I really need to figure out a better way to remake it, because I really like how it looks. I think it looks very cool, and like I like wearing it for the look, but it kind of hurts because the way that it's attached to my hand is with this little wire that I just twisted into a ring shape, and then it's impossible to close. Like, it took me like 10 minutes to put on, and every time I put it on, like, it's a miracle if it takes me 5 minutes or less to put on, because it's just very hard to get the wrist closure to line up, and like the chain is really small. I swear I almost break something every time I put this on because it's very frustrating to put on. But it's cute, so hopefully I'll find a way to improve it. I like the sounds that it makes. Like, it's very fun to like, it's fun to wear. It's just not very functional, so I do need to work on it. But that's this glove that I made. Again, I used these aluminum scales and these black anodized aluminum rings, and then the same chain from the chains that they sell at Michael's, and then probably same for these things for little bracelet closure. But yes, that's that. The next chainmail item I have is very exciting because this was the first time I used big scales, and it's scale mail earrings. And for the design of these, I was inspired by a shop that I saw on Instagram. They basically made the chains like this. I think they were making necklaces where the scales were on top of each other like this. And I never saw the scales put together like that before. As you can see, they're just right on top of each other, so it's not that same diamond shape. They're just attached on top of each other with 2 rings. I'm gonna do my best to find that shop, but it's been years since I made this. I'm pretty sure I made this in like 2019. So hopefully I can find it. If not, I'm very sorry. And if you know the person, please let me know and I will add that too. So there we go. That's how it looks when it's on. Actually, I made quite a few pairs of these, but I gave a lot of them away as gifts. There's not much to these. It's just the scales attached to a little earring thing, and they're fun to wear. They dangle. One of my best friends, I gave them a pair of these, and they said that their favorite thing about them is that they make that sound when they move around. Yeah, that's that. Not much more to say about these. So the next piece I have is another scale mail headpiece, and this is when I just started going wild with the giant scales because I was used to the small scales. So when I started using the big ones, then I was blown away by how fast I could make pieces now. This one's kind of funny. I think it looks a little funny on me, but I also like it. So these are bright anodized aluminum, so I'm not sure what's different about the process, but they're very shiny and like more reflective. And so I used bright anodized aluminum for this whole piece. I think it looks fine from the front. I just think it looks a little funny from the sides and the back. So let me show you. I don't know how to position myself. Can you see? Can you see? But I think it looks a little funny because like it kind of looks like, you know, those little cartoons where like you have a cracked egg and then like the top of the egg, and like I feel like the shape is kind of like that, which, you know, I think it's also cool. I mean, I still like it, but it just looks a little funny, so I don't really wear it. Wearing it now, I'm actually like, oh, I kind of like this. It's like I'm trying on an old haircut. I feel like it kind of looks better on me now than it did when I first made it. But this one was very fast to make. I think I made this in like a day or something. I might have stayed up all night to make it, but like I made it very fast. All of the other pieces took me like weeks or maybe even months to make. That is the pro of the giant scales. And oh, I'll show the back of it too. It's kind of just 4 different diamondy pieces like this. So you see you have a diamond here, a diamond here, a diamond here, and a diamond here, and then they all meet in the middle. And then from the back I have these bigger rings because you need bigger rings for bigger scales, and they are anodized aluminum also. The reason I always use anodized aluminum on the back of the scales, even if they're not visible, is because the plain aluminum, I noticed that it leaves gray marks on my skin. I don't know what it is. I think it's maybe some reaction with the aluminum or something about the aluminum being anodized makes it not do that. Actually, my fingers are kind of gray right now from holding the unanodized aluminum scales. So that's what I learned about that. That's just a side note. But yeah, okay, on to the next one. The next piece is a headpiece where I used mostly the giant scales and some smaller scales. And honestly, I think this one looks kind of silly. I mean, it's not bad. I love the front part. I really like this color of scale. This was one of the titanium scales, and these are more expensive than the aluminum ones, so like it was very special when I got these. And then the rest is anodized aluminum once again. I do kind of like how it looks in the back. Let me show it. I like how it like kind of swings around like that. Pretty sure this is the small scales, and then these are the large scales. Then this part in the middle is just the rings, and that's the part that I don't like because I feel like that part looks kind of weird. Like it makes just kind of a weird side profile, and I just don't like the shape of it on me. But somebody commissioned me to make them a piece that was like this, but a little bit different, and I liked that one a lot better, and it looked really good on them. And I'll put a clip of that here somewhere. This is a video of The Third. They're an incredibly talented musician who commissioned me to make this headpiece for them. This one is different than the one that I made for myself. It's in red, and I thought it looked amazing on them. I think it looks so much better than the one that I made for myself, but it was really cool to get to see them perform in the piece that I made, and I was so happy to get to make it for them. Yeah, that's that about this one. I don't like this one, and like I'm probably going to take it apart to reuse the materials for something else because I never wear it because I just don't like it. But it's on the record that it was made, but it's probably gonna get unmade.
Yes?
Time for the next one. So this is actually the last chainmail piece that I have to show. Once again, giant scales. And there we go. It always takes some repositioning to get it right. I like that this one goes in different directions, and that was my first time kind of experimenting with doing like a diagonal thing here and then like having it kind of asymmetrical. I think it also looks like a little bit of a bad hair day, but I do still like it, and I mostly use this one for performing. Recently I've kind of been on a hiatus, but I'm hoping to get back into it soon, and I used to perform a lot before the pandemic. This was one that I liked for performing a lot because the big scales make it more eye-catching from far away, so it's good for being on stage, and it's just more like bold. Yeah, that's that one. Actually, let me show you a little bit more because I didn't really say anything about the construction. Honestly, like looking at it now, I'm like, I don't know what I was doing. This was very haphazardly constructed. It's not my best work, but I'll show it anyway. I like the front part. As you could see, the front part has this kind of like diagonal going to the side, and then this part diamond-ish, and it connects to that and kind of goes in the opposite direction. That makes up for the front and back of this side. So then to fill in this side, I had the scales going just back to front in a kind of strip, and I used just a combination of different anodized aluminum. The front has bright anodized aluminum, and then the rest is just regular anodized aluminum. I used anodized aluminum rings, light pink and dark blue, and this has gotten some discoloration over time. I'm not really sure what's going on with that, or maybe that's makeup, but that's a little bit more about its construction. Surprise! I have one more bonus feature. I don't count this as things that I've made because I'm still working on it. It's another headpiece. Ta-da! So this is my work in progress. The reason it's unfinished is because I need to figure something out for this side. I need to do the shaping a little bit better because as you can see, it's sticking out a lot. This side, I figured it out because this side was having the same problem. It still is a tiny bit, but I think it's good enough now. But I'm very excited about this piece because it's combining a lot of things from my other pieces. As you can see, it has the same kind of diagonal front piece. I'm liking how the side is turning out. It's very similar to the first one that I made because it has like the top part and then things coming down from the side, but this time using scales. I'm excited about it because it's using colors that I have not used before. Oh, also, okay, I don't know if this is working out, but part of my intention making this was also to make it reversible. Yeah, I think it's working out. So yeah, hopefully it'll be finished soon so that I can show off the finished result. But I just wanted to give a little sneak peek of what I'm working on. Hello, it's future me again, and I wanted to add that this shirt is now an addition to this collection of things that I have made. I actually have another shirt because I bleach dyed a few shirts. Actually, only 2. This is one of them that I'm wearing. I don't know if that's allowed, what I just showed. I think it's allowed. And I'll show you the other one. Here's the other one. Here's me wearing it really quickly. You can't even see all of it. What are you gonna see? Okay, nothing too cursed in my room. Yes. I like this one because I can wear it to work also. I just dyed this with bleach and water at home. I dyed both of these separately, so which was kind of dumb because it would have been easier if I did it in one batch. But here, these are my more recent wearables. Yeah, okay, that's it. I just wanted to show you, you know, my little show and tell. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. You can subscribe if you want to. And hopefully I'll see you around. Thank you so much for being here. Bye. Was that too much? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So with that, that brings us... Oh, Kitty came to say hello. Come here. Come here. So that brings us to the end of this little creations show and tell. This has been a lot of fun to make, so thank you so much for watching and for being here. And I'm really excited to keep sharing, to keep making things. I'm hoping that soon I can do some process documentation, so hopefully that will be some of the next things that you see on here. But yes, thank you again for being here. I'm sending you lots of love. Goodbye, see you soon. Bye bye bye.